Listen closely. January 12 carries weight beyond the calendar. This day marks a shift. Few people recognize, yet everyone feels. Energy changes. Atmosphere responds. Homes react. What remains inside your living space begins to matter more than ever. I am Shi Heng Yi. Through years of discipline and observation, one truth stands firm. Space shapes destiny. Walls store intention. Objects echo past moments. Nothing inside a home stays neutral. Every item either supports harmony or slowly drains it. On January 12, unseen currents begin to move. Items placed around your home start influencing peace, protection, and progress in stronger ways. Many people unknowingly block calm and stability simply by holding on to certain things without awareness. This video reveals why specific objects become heavy on this day. Not through superstition, but through understanding. You will learn how energy, memory, and order interact, and why timing plays a crucial role in creating balance inside your home. By the end, clarity emerges. Clarity about which items weaken your space. Clarity about why removal on January 12 creates powerful change. Most teachings focus on mindset, yet environment shapes the mind long before thoughts arise. Stay until the end. A deeper layer waits there. A truth rarely spoken, yet deeply felt. A simple shift that brings calm, stability, and renewed flow into your home and life. Welcome to Shaolin Divine Flow, a space for discipline, clarity, and inner strength. Subscribe and walk this path with us. Understand this truth first. Nothing inside a home stays empty. Every object absorbs what surrounds it. Every surface records moments. Every corner holds memory. Emotion leaves an imprint, whether seen or not. A chair remembers rest and exhaustion. A mirror reflects more than a face. A room where arguments happened carries tension long after voices fall silent. This is not belief. This is observation. Energy follows attention, and attention lives in daily habits. Objects remain present through joy, stress, fear, and hope. They silently collect intention. Over time, this accumulation shapes the atmosphere of a home. Some items grow light and supportive. Others become heavy, dense, resistant. An item connected to struggle continues to repeat that vibration. A possession tied to disappointment slows movement forward. Even unused objects retain the moment they were last handled. Stillness does not mean neutral. Stillness often means blocked flow. Peace does not enter a space crowded with unresolved memory. Luck avoids environments that resist change. Progress struggles where the past stays physically present. This explains why effort sometimes feels harder than necessary, even with strong intention. People sense this without words. Entering certain homes feels calming, others feel draining. The difference lies not in size or wealth, but in energetic cleanliness. Order supports clarity. Alignment invites ease. Your home works like a silent teacher. It constantly reflects inner state and stored history. When surroundings feel heavy, life mirrors that weight. When space clears, movement returns naturally. This is why awareness matters. Not everything belongs in the present simply because it exists. Some items completed their purpose long ago. Holding them delays what wants to arrive next. Energy respects readiness, and readiness begins with space. January 12 stands at a quiet doorway between cycles. A moment where movement becomes possible again. Energy loosens its grip on what was, creating space for what seeks entry. This transition does not announce itself loudly. It works subtly, rewarding those who act with awareness. On this day, removal carries unusual power. Letting go now sends a clear signal of readiness. It says the past no longer controls the present. It allows stagnant patterns to dissolve without struggle. Timing matters, and this moment supports release more than resistance. Begin with what is broken. Items cracked, damaged, or unfinished represent interrupted flow. They hold the promise of repair that never arrives. Keeping them nearby reinforces delay. Life responds by mirroring that pause. When broken objects leave, momentum returns. Next, notice items tied to painful memory. A gift from a difficult chapter, something connected to regret, loss, or emotional weight. These objects keep old doors open. Healing requires closure. Release allows the heart to rest. Then observe clutter untouched for long periods. Objects without purpose block movement. They occupy space meant for circulation. Flow requires openness. What remains unused resists progress simply by staying. As these items leave, the environment begins to breathe. Subtle shifts appear. Rooms feel lighter. Thoughts move more freely. Sleep deepens. These changes emerge naturally, without effort. Removal must remain gentle. Gratitude completes the process. Thank each item for its role. Appreciation seals the release cleanly, preventing residue. Anger binds energy. Respect dissolves it. After clearing, pause within the space. Stand still. Allow silence to settle. This moment anchors the shift. It informs the environment that change has occurred. What leaves creates room. What arrives depends on that room. Peace seeks openness. Opportunity seeks clarity. Protection enters where intention aligns with action. January 12th supports this exchange quietly yet powerfully. Look carefully around your space. Broken objects speak constantly. A cracked plate, a damaged appliance, something held together with the promise of repair. These items represent interruption. They carry the message of not yet, repeated every day without sound. Cracks symbolize stress. Damage reflects strain. Unfinished repairs hold unfinished cycles. Keeping them nearby teaches the environment to tolerate delay. Over time, that tolerance spreads into daily life. Plans slow down. Motivation weakens. Progress feels heavy. Many people believe these objects remain harmless because they still function. Yet function alone does not equal harmony. An item may work, yet still weaken flow. Energy responds to wholeness, not usefulness. A broken object divides attention. Each glance triggers a reminder of incompletion. The mind registers it even without conscious thought. This constant signal drains clarity. Clarity is required for movement. Homes respond quickly once these items leave. Space regains balance. Order strengthens. The atmosphere feels calmer. Even small repairs completed or items released create immediate relief. There is also an emotional layer. Broken things often carry frustration. The moment they stop working, the irritation of inconvenience, those emotions remain stored within the object. Releasing them releases that emotion as well. Repair with intention or remove with respect. Both restore flow. Keeping broken items without action keeps energy paused. Action restores momentum. This principle applies beyond objects. It reflects how life responds to unresolved matters. When wholeness is prioritized, support appears naturally. Each complete object strengthens stability. Each cleared space invites ease. Broken things hold the past open. Removal allows the present to breathe. Wholeness attracts progress, and progress begins with what surrounds you. "I'll fix it later" sounds harmless, yet later rarely arrives. That promise lingers, suspended in time, turning into a quiet habit, a habit of delay, a habit of settling. The environment listens closely to these small decisions. Each postponed repair sends a message. It says wholeness can wait. It says incompletion feels acceptable. Over time, that message spreads beyond objects and into life itself. Opportunities pause. Momentum weakens. Confidence subtly erodes. Broken items kept with intention to repair create constant background noise. The mind carries unfinished tasks even during rest. This tension drains energy without being noticed. Rest becomes shallow. Focus scatters. Progress feels forced. The universe responds to standards, not wishes. Accepting damage without action lowers the standard being communicated. Life reflects that level back through experiences, timing, and outcomes. There is power in decisiveness. Repairing an item fully restores integrity. Releasing it clears the signal completely. Both actions declare readiness for completeness. Delays create leaks. Energy escapes through unresolved commitments. Each later becomes a small withdrawal from clarity. Clarity is the foundation of forward movement. Homes reflect these choices precisely. Spaces filled with postponed fixes feel heavier. Spaces with resolved details feel supportive. This difference shapes daily mood more than most realize. Choosing wholeness strengthens authority. It teaches the mind to expect completion. That expectation attracts smoother outcomes. Life responds to how firmly boundaries are set. Letting go of later brings immediate relief. Action stabilizes energy. Completion restores flow. The smallest resolved detail strengthens the entire system. Wholeness multiplies, and life follows that signal faithfully. Some objects carry more than form. They carry moments. A gift once given with love, later stained by betrayal. An item linked to loss. Something kept out of habit, not peace. These objects anchor emotions in place. Memory does not live only in the mind. It settles into material. Touch awakens feeling. Sight reopens doors. Even when ignored, these items continue their work quietly. The body remembers before thought appears. Keeping objects tied to pain keeps the door open to that chapter. Healing requires closure. Closure requires release. Holding these items tells the heart to stay alert, to remain guarded, to keep reliving what already passed. This is not about rejection or denial. It is about respect for growth. Every phase of life completes its role. When the role ends, the object connected to it loses purpose. Keeping it binds energy to an outdated identity. Many people confuse memory with meaning. Meaning remains without the object. Strength remains without the reminder. Letting go does not erase experience. It honors it by allowing movement forward. Painful objects drain subtle energy. They pull attention backward. They weaken presence. The nervous system senses unfinished business and stays tense. Peace struggles to settle in such conditions. Release creates space for softness. Forgiveness becomes easier. Breath deepens. The heart regains neutrality. Neutrality is powerful. It allows choice rather than reaction. Removal must be gentle. Thank the object for what it represented. Acknowledge the lesson carried. Then allow it to leave. This act closes emotional circuits cleanly. Space freed from emotional weight invites calm. Calm invites clarity. Clarity allows healing to arrive without resistance. Energy moves where permission exists. Releasing painful reminders grants that permission. Emotional energy does not fade just because attention shifts away. The mind may avoid an object, yet the subconscious records its presence constantly. Awareness operates beneath sight. The body senses before the eyes engage. An item stored in a drawer still occupies space. Space communicates. It sends signals of memory, unresolved emotion, and unfinished cycles. The nervous system reacts quietly, tightening without reason, remaining alert without explanation. This is why certain moods appear suddenly at home. Fatigue without cause, restlessness without trigger. The environment activates stored emotion through association. The mind searches for explanation, yet the source remains hidden in plain sight. Subconscious memory operates through repetition. Passing by an object daily reinforces its signal. Even when ignored, recognition occurs. The mind notes, the body responds, and energy shifts subtly. Emotional residue attaches through experience. Moments of shock, sadness, fear, or disappointment imprint deeply. Objects present during those moments absorb that intensity. Time does not dissolve it. Awareness does. This lingering energy affects decision-making. It influences patience. It alters perception. It shapes reaction before logic engages. Living among unresolved emotional signals creates constant internal noise. Clearing these items interrupts the pattern. The subconscious receives new information. Safety increases. Alertness softens. Peace finds permission to settle. This explains why space suddenly feels different after release. Nothing visible changed drastically, yet something important lifted. The body recognizes freedom before the mind understands it. Environment trains emotion. Emotion trains behavior. Behavior shapes destiny. The chain begins quietly through what remains nearby. Awareness brings choice. Choice restores authority. Authority reclaims balance. Energy responds immediately once the subconscious receives a new signal. That signal begins with removal. Clutter that sits untouched for years is heavier than most realize. Dust settles, yes, but energy settles deeper. Objects ignored begin to anchor space in stagnation. They hold patterns of inactivity, creating invisible barriers that slow everything around them. What does not move blocks what wants to move. Opportunities hesitate, creativity hesitates, luck slows its approach. The energy of a stagnant object spreads quietly, affecting rooms, thoughts, and even the people who live there. Presence matters, movement matters. Stagnancy repels growth. Unused items also carry forgotten intention. A gift never opened, a purchase never worn, a tool never used. Each one represents a choice deferred, a moment postponed, a cycle left incomplete. These frozen moments accumulate, building resistance against the flow of new experiences. Even small clutter has power. A single drawer full of old papers or broken items sends a subtle signal the past still dominates here. It whispers hesitation, delay, and unfinished business. The mind absorbs it unconsciously, sensing limits even before logic engages. Removing clutter is not just cleaning, it is reclaiming energy. Each object released frees space for motion, for possibility, for clarity. What was once blocked now gains momentum. The home itself begins to breathe, inviting freshness, focus, and opportunity to enter naturally. Stagnant items trap potential. They trap subtle vibrations of intention and timing. When released, energy shifts immediately. Rooms feel lighter, thoughts feel sharper, and a sense of readiness fills the air. Power lies in movement. Action releases the old and welcomes the new. Clarity arises where clutter once reigned. Flow returns when the weight of neglect is removed. Unused, forgotten items are not harmless. They are silent anchors, holding back what wants to arrive. Letting them go unleashes the current of life that has been waiting patiently to move. Space is more than walls and furniture. It is a living reflection of life itself. When your surroundings feel heavy, life mirrors that weight. When your environment breathes, energy moves freely, and your life responds in kind. Every corner, every surface, every item contributes to the current of possibility flowing through your days. Order is not simply neatness, it is alignment. It is the arrangement of energy in a way that supports clarity, focus, and movement. A room in balance invites the mind to think clearly, the heart to rest easily, and the body to act decisively. Chaos, on the other hand, whispers hesitation. It clouds judgment. It slows progress. Homes hold memory, intention, and emotion. They are living containers of past and present energy. When space is cleared and organized, stagnant vibrations release. The mind, no longer carrying invisible weight, opens to insight and creativity. Opportunities that once lingered at the edge now enter with ease. Order creates momentum. Each object placed with awareness sends a signal. Life matters here. Movement matters here. The universe responds to environments that reflect readiness. When clutter departs and broken items are released, energy flows like a river freed from obstruction. The current carries alignment, luck, and clarity straight into daily life. Breathing space allows timing to shift. Decisions that once felt heavy now feel effortless. Focus sharpens. Energy strengthens. The unseen connections between objects and outcomes become clear. What occupies your home shapes your reality far more than casual thought admits. This is the secret rarely spoken aloud. Your surroundings are active participants in destiny. Neglect them and life drifts. Tend to them and life accelerates. Every choice to clear, release, and honor your space becomes a step toward the life you are meant to live. Energy flows where permission exists, and order creates that permission. When your space breathes, your destiny breathes alongside it. The moment unnecessary items leave your home, something subtle yet profound shifts. Peace rises, filling corners that once held weight. Air feels lighter. Movement flows where stillness once dominated. The mind, unconsciously carrying the burden of objects and memories, finally exhales. Sleep deepens. Nights become calmer. The body no longer reacts to signals of unfinished business or unresolved energy. dreams soften, and rest restores with a fullness long denied. Even small releases ripple through the subconscious, allowing clarity and calm to settle in naturally. Opportunities begin to feel closer. What once seemed distant or delayed now appears within reach. Life no longer meets resistance at every step. Energy aligns, and momentum builds effortlessly. Choices that felt heavy or uncertain become lighter. Actions flow with more confidence, as though the path itself has opened. The home itself seems to breathe alongside you. Rooms feel alive. Air moves with ease. Light finds corners that were previously shadowed by clutter or forgotten objects. Each space radiates readiness, inviting support, growth, and abundance. Subtle signals reach beyond the home too. Relationships respond to the clarity within space. Work, creativity, and inspiration follow the same rhythm. A home cleared of stagnation communicates a life prepared for what is next. Gratitude amplifies these effects. Acknowledging the objects you release honors the past while embracing the future. The act of letting go becomes a declaration. Life is welcome to arrive fully, freely, without obstruction. Momentum emerges naturally. The current of life, once slowed by lingering weight, now carries clarity, opportunity, and ease forward. Energy flows as it was meant to, smoothly, powerfully, and without hesitation. Every removal is a signal, a permission slip for the universe to respond. Peace deepens, sleep strengthens, and opportunities arrive lighter, faster, and more fully than before. The space you create becomes the life you step into. Removal is not simply an act of clearing space. It is a ritual of intention. Each object carries history, energy, and memory. Approach it with awareness, and the release becomes transformative rather than empty. Gratitude is essential. Thank each item for the role it played. A cracked plate supported countless meals. A gift carried a lesson, a memory, a moment of connection. Even broken or forgotten objects contributed in their own way. Recognition honors their presence without holding them hostage. Anger or frustration clouds this process. Removing items with resentment binds energy rather than frees it. The mind may feel relief for a moment, yet the subtle vibration of irritation lingers. Respect, however, closes old cycles cleanly. It signals that the chapter is complete and that new energy can enter unhindered. Intentionality matters. As each item leaves, focus on the release rather than loss. Acknowledge the purpose fulfilled. Allow the space to reset naturally. This transforms removal into a conscious clearing of energy, not just physical objects. Small details amplify the effect. Items placed outside with care. Donations offered thoughtfully. Broken pieces recycled or disposed of responsibly. Each act reinforces respect and strengthens the signal of readiness. Energy responds to clarity. When removal happens with honor, the home shifts immediately. Rooms breathe. Air feels lighter. Mental and emotional states align with the physical environment. This practice teaches a universal lesson: endings matter, closure matters. How one releases the past determines the strength and flow of the future. Every object freed is a message to the universe that you are prepared for the next chapter. Through gratitude and respect, the simple act of clearing space becomes an initiation of transformation. Energy moves freely, cycles complete. The environment now reflects readiness, openness, and alignment with what is meant to arrive next. After releasing what no longer serves you, pause. Stand quietly in your space. Take a deep, intentional breath. Feel the shift. Allow your home to reset, to breathe, and to welcome new energy with ease. Notice how light flows differently, how corners feel open, how clarity rises within you. This simple pause anchors the transformation. It marks the end of one chapter and the gentle beginning of another. Let the stillness remind you that life flows naturally when space is honored and energy is free. If this message resonated, show your support by liking this video and subscribing to Shaolin Divine Flow. Walk this path with us and embrace the power of conscious living every day. Remember, your home is more than walls and objects. It is a reflection of your inner world. When space clears, the heart opens, and the life you were meant to live flows effortlessly into being. Step forward with intention, and let every corner of your life breathe.